For some of our audience who might not be acquainted with your talent, I'm going to play them a short clip right here.
It's about that the don't demonstrate like.
The song that was in the background of this trailer was made by Ahad with Skrillex on it. She was telling me how cute it was to hear about you having to explain to your mom that, oh, Skrillex is coming over.
Yeah, उनको क्या पता?
So there is this track. Where can I find this track? Can you please give it to me?
So that's an unreleased collaboration between me and Skrillex.
Why is it unreleased?
Skrillex has got a lot of unreleased music
Can you
and a
give
lot
me
of
his
collabs.
number? So Nitish, अब हमारे लिए कुछ बजाएंगे.
I could sample it.
Who is the second most famous person that you're friends with?
Riz Ahmed.
Hey guys, welcome to Chalchitra Talks. Mera naam Disha hai and this is Zomato presents Dishcovering music. Today's episode is with the very talented Ahadadream, who is a London-based DJ/electronic musician. He has performed all over the world and has some great songs. In fact, his collaboration with Skrillex was also used in the trailer of the iPhone 16. Today's episode is very different structurally because even Vaibhav joins in on the conversation. He has been a massive fan of Ahad's work for the longest time, so it only made sense for him to join in. We got to talk to him about his work with Skrillex, whether or not DJing is actually hard or not, and so much more. Only when we thought that this episode could not get any crazier, Ahad made a song live during the interview using a beat. So with that, let's get into this episode. Hi Ahad, welcome to Chalchitra Talks.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Just had a week in Goa. Just been relaxing after a lot of travel this year.
So for some of our audience who might not be acquainted with your talent, I'm going to play them a short clip right here.
It's about that the don't demonstrate like.
The song that was in the background of this trailer was made by Ahad with Skrillex on it. Please tell me the journey behind it. Talk to me about Tokai.
You know, I've been producing music for about 10 years. I ended up meeting Skrillex in 2019 in London. I seem to remember it was my birthday that night.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and I'd just been for a really big, heavy meal. Then we had heard that he was in town in London playing like a small secret show. And so we ended up going to that. I was chilling in the DJ booth because one of my friends was actually organizing the party. And it turns out that he was playing a lot of music which had been released on my record label. And then later on, I got introduced to him and we kind of just swapped Instagrams or whatever. I mean, I gave him my Instagram. I already had his. And in the middle of the pandemic, Christmas Eve, again, a significant date, he just was like, do you want to do a Zoom call? So I ended up doing a Zoom call for about 2 hours, just talking to him about life. And I was curious about how he got into music. And it was just a really chill talk. And there and then he just said to me, do you have any tracks that you're working on right now? So I was just flicking through and I sent him one. And there and then he just started working on it. And that's the song that ended up becoming Tokai later on. There's many chapters to the story, but other chapter would be, getting Priya Raghu on it. But that was the beginnings of it.
Amazing. And Vaibhav, I would want you to also jump in and ask any. Yeah. Be my guest. I saw him from the corner of my eye.
I just want to establish it on screen. Like, I am your biggest fan. And we have... I start all my days by listening to 3 or 4 boiler rooms. One is David August, one is yours, and I was also off camera trying to understand there is a track. So this Galasi. Yeah. Where can I find this track? Can you please give it to me? Has it released anywhere? Like, I just keep coming back to this part and keep replaying it.
Yeah. So that's an unreleased collaboration between me and Skrillex. And
why is it unreleased?
As I was saying to you, like, I think Skrillex has got a lot of unreleased music
Can you
and a
give
lot
me
of
his
collabs.
number? I'll talk.
We'll ask him at somewhere. Maybe next year it will come out. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, like I said to you, Tokai took like 3 or 4 years. It needs to have its moment, and like the time needs to be right for it to come out, basically. But
Yeah.
I'd love to put it out.
Yeah, so we have someone we want to introduce you to.
Yeah,
And, like,
someone
Disha.
very special. We have Nitish with us, who is a clapbox player. He's great with it. He also happens to be a Zomato delivery partner.
Give Nitish a warm welcome.
Hi Nitish.
How you doing?
Nitish
Good to meet you.
के लिए चेयर लेके आता हूँ. So Nitish अब हमारे लिए कुछ बजाएंगे and so this is something you are prepared करके आए ना?
Yes,
So
sir.
Nitish, let's go.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So, do you think you can do something work with that beat,
Yeah.
maybe?
I could sample it. Yeah.
How lovely. Please cut my I know, sir.
No, we will make that the chorus.
How lovely.
You stole my chance to
Yeah.
be.
I'm getting featured. How lovely is getting featured?
Yeah. All right. So basically, now we have an audio recording of the performance, and what we can do is basically sample that. So, say for example, we wanted to just use that first few beats. If I want just this one hit. So then I can just take that, and then I've got it loaded into this sampler. All right, we'll start with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Now we'll just do more of that, just keep adding stuff, so. Oh, that was nice. I'm just gonna keep adding different chops. And then maybe a little hi-hat or some other type of like hi-hat. Alright, so now I feel like we might be having time for the most important part, which is your beautiful vocals.
How lovely.
See, we've got basically everything we need now. Okay, so we do. So we'll just build the arrangement now.
How lovely. How lovely.
Go zoom into.
Oh.
Give me my shades.
Maybe add more from the sample.
Oh yeah. This is part of the end.
This I guess shows you a little bit of a basic.
Wow, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
For you to do
Was
it
that
on
okay?
the spot,
Yeah,
it's
it's
amazing.
I don't know. It's not. I was worried, honestly. I don't know how it comes out, and also I don't even know if that is good or not. Yeah.
चलिए आ जाइए आप अपनी कुर्सी पे वापस आ जाइए
You can do this. Pitch. Kind of nice.
Bro, this is so good. This one is really good, dude.
What the pitched up version? Okay, I'm glad you guys liked it because this is literally just so basic.
So when you perform this one in Boiler Room, like you said, this one had Skrillex on production.
Yeah.
This one had all of us.
Yeah, exactly. But for you, like seeing that, did it look simpler? Like now that you've seen it?
Not
Like,
at all.
No.
I feel like because you have done it so many times.
Was it just like, what is he doing?
No.
But you kind of could see like
Yeah.
We cut that vocal because I would love it if it wasn't so intimidating for people.
Really?
Yeah, because like there's so many people with amazing ideas that just don't put them into music because they see the software and they're like, this is too long to learn, which it is. It takes a long time to learn, but I wish it was easier.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope आपको मिलके अच्छा लगा.
आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
Yeah.
आप किस प्रकार के गाने सुनते हैं वो बताइए.
सॉन्ग्स नहीं सुनता हूँ, मैं सिर्फ म्यूज़िक ही सुनता हूँ क्योंकि मतलब मुझे बजाना अच्छा लगता है तो मैं उसी टाइप का म्यूज़िक सुनता हूँ. मतलब इंटरेस्ट नहीं है गाने में, लेकिन जो बैकग्राउंड म्यूज़िक जो बजता है मैं उसको ही ज़्यादा सुनता हूँ कि इसमें क्या बज रहा है, कि कौन सा ऐसे इसमें इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स बज रहा है. जैसे कि इन्होंने बताया कि स्पीच लाइक मैं भी फॉलो करता हूँ उसको कि वो चीज़ को कि इनके पीछे कैसा स्लो जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि जब भी ये डीजे भी बजता है लाइक तो एक ही स्केल में नहीं बजता है, अप्स जाता है, डाउन जाता है, लाइक बूम ऐसा भी नहीं होता है, तो मैडम वेरिएशन में बजता है.
जी.
तो उसी हिसाब से मैं भी उसको फॉलो करता हूँ.
I played Taka for him and he was listening to the drums in that over and over again. And आपने शायद बोला भी ना कि आपको वो कहाँ के लगे, वो beats आप बता रहे थे African influence है.
फर्स्ट जैसे कि वो बीट जो था अफ्रीकन बीट डाला था, उसको थोड़ा सा मॉडिफिकेशन किया था, जो थोड़े कुछ 1 मिनट्स के बाद जो प्ले किया बीच में उसको अफ्रीकन बीट्स को मॉडिफिकेशन किए.
Amazing. So he like was able to dissect it on his level as well. आपसे मिलकर बहुत अच्छा लगा. Thank you so much. I hope आपको भी मजा आया होगा.
Yes, right, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
There was a friend of mine who attended Macfields, and I think you had a talk there as well where you shared this story about you having to explain to your mom that, oh, Skrillex is coming over.
Yeah, उनको क्या पता? Do you know what I mean? So it was literally, they were just like, who? And then it took a while for them to even be able to say his name properly. They were saying like, Skirl. Say his name, okay, about it. But yeah.
Lovely. That very friend also told me that she attended your performance this year, and she said that you started the set with the Nusrat Fateh Ali song. And it was amazing. It set the mood completely. Please tell me, who are your favorite Desi artists, or just artists in general, whoever you would like to talk about?
When I was preparing for my boiler room in London, I was just like, I need some kind of iconic intro. And at one point, for some reason, I just gravitated towards Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. Iconic voice, just amazing artist. Actually had the privilege of going to an event recently in London, which talks about, because recently he released a new album, which was lost, and now they've resurfaced it, they're putting it out. There's going to be a whole documentary about his life, and you know, a lot of those stories haven't been told. So yeah, I created a little edit of that, which was basically a mashup where it starts off really slow and then goes into like a harp.
Yeah. I also saw the clip, and the minute Janiya plays, everyone was going crazy in the crowd. Is that the same reaction you get every time?
Every time, yeah, and like around the world.
Yeah?
Like, you know, I feel like there's like English people singing the lyrics, or like you don't know the lyrics, but they still feel the emotion. Like it transcends culture, it transcends language. That, you know, feeling of Qawwali or like all of those kinds of classical folk music, that like I would love to incorporate it into my set here and there where possible, because I think like sometimes even watching this documentary about Nusrat, the purpose of his life, and if he went and traveled somewhere, he wouldn't stop performing until it's time to stop, right? And like I feel like I'm similar in that regard. Like I'll play for 5 hours if you don't stop me, because I'm just like, yo, I'm going here to spread joy, spread music. That's my purpose.
What are some of your favorite DJs or electronic music artists in general?
So in terms of like, basically the sound that made me want to produce music, it's called UK Funky. That is very kind of percussion led. And when I first heard that through DJs like Rosca and DJ Champion, and you know, there's a lot of others, that was a scene that was almost before my time. That scene kind of stopped happening as much, but people continued to make music, which is influenced by that. So yeah, that's a big influence for me.
I also want to establish your magnetic field set. Like I kind of reunited with one of my exes And she was also there, and she came and she whispered in my ear, "Thank you for introducing me to electronic music, and I had a dream." And it was such a nice thing. Like we had something good to connect with.
Yeah.
So you are also contributing to some very good personal.
Now you've got peace.
I've got peace. Like I've got my closure at magnetic fields. Yeah. And like you understand Hindi very well. Like
Yeah, decently.
tell us a Hindi song that you like.
You know Chandni Ratein?
Yeah.
It's so nice. The lyrics are so nice. They're so poetic.
Yeah.
They're like, jab sab soye, hum jagein,
Yeah.
taaron se kare baatein.
Yeah.
Like that to me is talking about raving. Everyone's just. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Literally, it's like the whole neighborhood's asleep. We're awake. We're talking to the stars.
Yeah. This is
It's
so
like
nice.
the poetic stuff. I like it, you know, and it just connects with my soul.
What do you think of like the techno music fans who are dependent on any sort of substances to enjoy techno music or electronic music? Like I think I am a sober electronic music fan.
It's interesting because like I've got so many friends that they just say, "Oh, I'm not an uns type of person," because all they associate it with is that kind of vibe. They think it's just going to be one boring beat and a lot of people on substances. But you know, there's just so much more to it than that. So yeah, no, you don't need anything to enjoy music.
I have always wondered whenever I watch an intimate performance, like maybe the Boiler Room, any of those sets, people often tend to be extremely close to you, right? And up in your personal space. Doesn't that ever interfere with what you are doing? Because it's very difficult to focus and then nail the transition.
Yeah, I think I got used to that. It's kind of become the norm now. There's so many places where people think that because they've seen that format online, they want to come and experience that. And there's so many setups and different parties which allow people to come behind the decks, and I'm just used to it. And yeah, you should have seen it in Bangalore. There was like 10 people in the booth in Bangalore. I was literally just falling over the decks and stuff. I was like...
And which is your favorite instrument?
So I used to play the guitar.
Oh.
I used to be in a band.
Really?
What was your band called?
I'm not gonna tell you.
This
like
did not
MySpace.
come up in my research.
Really?
I looked you
No,
up.
we'll be beyond research.
What was it called?
No, I'm not telling you.
you.
I'll tell you later. No, it's not like you'll be able to find the music anyway because it was on MySpace. And I feel like everything got deleted from MySpace. I was the rhythm guitarist and it was like indie. It was kind of indie vibes. So it was like, I feel like I was a bit of a control freak.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I would write the guitar part, I would write the bass part, I'd write the lyrics, I'd write the drums, and I'd just say, guys, just do it. But it didn't work.
I'm asking for a friend. Is it bad to be a control freak?
But that's why I started DJing, because I was like, right, I can do it all on my laptop. I don't need to rely on anyone. DJing is just playing songs and going from one song to another in a smooth way. Like,
But that smooth way is the key.
yeah. So, but like if we were to break it down for someone who doesn't know about it, you put one song on one deck, you put one song on the other deck, and you just try and transition it, and then you just repeat that.
Do you look down upon the DJs who can't create their own music?
No, I think there's an art in that.
Is there?
It's a different type of art. It's actually way harder now to be recognized internationally if you don't produce music. Like I think like I wouldn't have the same amount of audience here was it not for like Tokai, which is a song. So they have a reason to check me out, and then they see my DJ sets and they're like, oh, he's a cool DJ as well. Whereas like if you're not a producer, then it's really just like reputation. I mean, it's different nowadays with Boiler Room and things like that, platforms. But you know, I guess back in the day, you might just be known as one amazing DJ. Maybe even the days of like vinyl, that you're just that person who like controls a room in a certain way, or you're the only one who might have those songs. There is still some, like, you know, Ben UFO, for example.
I love Ben UFO.
Yeah.
He was at Macfield's 2 years back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ EZ is like a UK garage DJ.
Okay.
He's one of the best DJs in the world in terms of technically. He plays a lot of UK garage. But then they're from a previous generation.
Right.
So now to actually just break through as only a DJ, not producer, is actually harder, I think.
Like, if you have to tell me your one weakness as an artist, so what would that be?
I always spot things that I'm not good enough at yet. So for example, mix downs is technically a different craft. So I actually get my mix downs done from someone else. Sam Interface, I run a record label with him. He's an amazing mix down engineer as well. I didn't answer the question well, but that's one of my weaknesses, but then I'll just get in my head and be like, why am I not good at that? But you have to remember, I guess you can't be good at everything, you know?
And there's one artist like we would like to introduce you to, and that is Sneha Kanwalkar. I was telling you about her, like the way she uses soundscapes. How did you like that Jindal ad we showed you?
I was saying to you, it's like something I could play in my DJ set.
Yeah.
Because it's just that sparse kind of percussion and like, yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Who are some artists out there who are just like doing amazing work when it comes to soundscapes?
One thing that's like an ambient kind of album that I loved in this last couple of years. Have you heard the Andre 3000 flute album?
I haven't.
You know Andre 3000 from Outkast?
Okay.
Yeah. So basically he came back with a solo album recently and there was no rap. Like it's all just flute.
Oh.
But I found it like extremely calming.
Wow.
In like a time of where there was a lot of stuff going on in the world as well, and like, you know, I just used to put it on like regularly. But yeah, sadly, people just want to hear Hey Ya as well. Because I saw it live as well, and you know, there was a few people in the audience that didn't get it because they were associating him with Outkast music.
Yeah.
So how about we walk outside? It's a very beautiful brewery. We can just walk around and talk.
Sounds great.
So I had a question for you. I had a question for you. Like I've heard like Skrillex records a lot of his stuff like while he's in like flights. So while in transit, are you able to create music?
I'm not that great at that. Sometimes like in a flight, like it's just too cramped and I don't want to disturb people next to me, for example. But yeah, he's crazy. He's like, sometimes I'm like, are you ever not on Ableton? He just in the most random moments, he'll just have it open. But yeah, I wish I was more like that, but I feel like I need to be in a certain headspace. But I did some in Goa as well, in the hotel room, whatever it is. So yeah, I do try.
Who is the second most famous person that you're friends with? Like we know Skrillex is there, but who else is there in this list? Like if you have to just show off or just do some name dropping for a second. Yeah, like I was chilling with him for a second.
I don't like to name drop. Riz Ahmed.
Oh.
He's really kind.
Do you like Sound of Metal?
Love it. Yeah, if you were going to ask me about a film recommendation, I would actually put that in there. It's so good. Yeah, just his work is incredible.
Is it your fear sometimes, like the losing of your hearing ability? Because after Sound of Metal, since we are around loud music so much, like,
especially you with your
know.
profession.
So usually I have earplugs and they're like custom made earplugs. And actually in Bombay, it was literally while I just played Taka and it's all going crazy. And I'm just like, one of them fell out and like, the song is playing and stuff. I'm just on the ground like, where is this? Because they're like custom made and I'm going to have to go and get them made again now.
Oh, you never
No,
found
but no, they found them afterwards and they're going to mail them to me to go.
oh.
Amazing.
Sometimes I just put white noise.
You do?
Yeah, I want to fall asleep sometimes. I just put white noise.
And are you into books?
Yeah, I like audiobooks.
You like audiobooks?
Yeah.
Audible would be very happy to know that. So, can you recommend us like some of your favorite audiobooks?
Yeah, so one that's about music is called This Is What It Sounds Like by Dr. Susan Rogers. And she actually was the engineer behind one of Prince's albums, or his most famous album. And she's a psychoacoustics academic. And so she tries to understand what actual effect different types of music has on the brain. Other ones that we already mentioned off camera, like, you know, the Rick Rubin book, for example, just different approaches to creativity. Because I feel like, dealing with like self-doubt and things like that as an artist, there's a lot of books that can help with that.
We are infamous on the channel for asking this, but do you think pain is important to create art?
I guess if you've had just like a real chill life and you've got nothing to talk about, but I think any different type of emotion or feeling, as long as you have some kind of emotion, you can put it into an art.
Yeah.
You've got something to say or some kind of story to tell or some kind of energy to transmit, and yeah.
I have like an offbeat question here, a little off topic. If you were to step out right now in Goa and there's like a wedding procession passing by and they're playing your music, how would you feel?
I mean, this has kind of been like the most surreal year of my life with stuff like that, I might be in like a taxi and they're playing it and they're playing Tokai, and I'm just like, do I tell him that this is my song?
Have you ever done that?
Again, I'm introverted, so I'll just be like quietly.
Can you just like increase the volume a little?
Yeah. I'll be like, can you turn this off? I've heard it enough times. No, I love those types of surreal moments.
Are you also into like sports?
I actually tried surfing for the first time in my life this last week. So.
Oh, in Goa?
Yeah, in Goa, yeah.
Oh, how was it?
One of my friends who's a DJ who's actually playing Boiler Room in Goa. Her boyfriend is a surf instructor. And we were at Magfields. And I thought it might be one of those things where you just say it and it doesn't happen. I was like, definitely, we'll do a surf lesson. But I actually did it and I loved it. Yeah, I actually stayed on the board till the end. But no, I need more. I think I need more regular exercise, but it's difficult to do when you're traveling so much.
I was showing Disha one of the latest sets of Fateh, where he's using the sounds of frogs throughout the set, the lot radio set he has. Which is that animal, which fascinates you the most in regard to the sounds that they make?
I guess like general rainforest kind of sounds, like probably birds, because there's so many different types of bird sounds.
Yeah.
And also you could easily use one as a hi-hat.
You've been traveling a lot this year. What is your favorite, most memorable gig that you've played so far?
Definitely Magfields is up there. I'd say top 5, but it was amazing to go to Brazil earlier this year. I played there and I went to Rio Carnival. You start off and there's like maybe no one around. It's like early in the morning. I'm like, what's going on here? Not much going on. Slowly people start doing the drums, and then more and more people start to congregate, and then you're just walking. The thing that I was a part of, the procession or whatever you want to call it, I left it, and then later I saw them on the other side of town and they were still going. People just spend their day just walking, and it's an amazing energy.
Tell us about your favorite movie soundtracks.
Have you seen Uncut Gems?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uncut Gems has terrific.
Yeah. We're laughing because of the meme. Uncut Gems.
You kind of said it.
I was Josh Safdie's muse when he wrote Uncut Gems.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Julia Fox, icon. One-Tricks Point Never did the score. And I love how it's in your face so much. It's almost too loud. Shouldn't be that loud. Because I watched it in the cinema as well.
Would you ever want to do a soundtrack for a film?
Yeah, I'd love to do something like that. It's such a different project to approach, Right now when I make music, it's really what's working in the club, what's getting a really good reaction and good energy, whereas doing a score for a film is a whole different ball game or a different project.
Do you prepare for a set beforehand or do you react to the energy of the crowd?
A mix of both, really, because some of the things it's the songs that I have to play them or whatever, it's people want me to play my songs, so that's a bunch of the sets already prepared because I'm playing my own music. But then yeah, definitely.
I loved how in Magfields this year you played so many renditions of Taka. He knows we want this. He played everything. I just love that.
There's 2 remixes.
Yeah.
No, one remix. Or the original
there
one.
Was the original one, so I didn't know the remix one.
Caribou. You know Caribou?
Yeah, so Caribou did that one.
Yeah.
I can't do without you.
Yeah, I love Caribou. And he literally just did the remix. It wasn't even official.
Yeah.
He just did it, and then we were like, oh my god, could we release this? And then I ended up playing back to back with him in Berlin as well.
Do you also read the music reviews that people do?
Yeah, but it's just one opinion.
Yeah.
So I take it with a pinch of salt. Even if it's positive or negative, I'm just cool.
Yeah, because I think my knowledge of music has evolved a lot after reading some reviews on Pitchfork. Because like sometimes people think electronic music is just dik chik, and then they would explain that dik chik.
I love that dik chik. I think that's better than which is what they say.
Oh yeah, you do.
Like that.
Dik chik is very Indian.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you have a step like which you do while listening to techno? Like I have this space.
I feel like I know his. It's like a lot of the hand with the...
Yeah.
Oh, you do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like when you're listening to like some set, like what's your...
Depends on the music. Depends on how
Let's say it's
in the mood. I might just be chilling in the corner going
But do you ever go like completely in the dance?
Yeah, definitely. That's the best. If you can kind of get to that point. I guess sometimes for me now, any type of festival or like club has become a place of work. So it's not like I'm there to just enjoy myself, you know? I mean, I'm enjoying myself, but it's a different thing. It's a bit more composed. But yeah, it's good to be able to just go and enjoy it just for the music. And I'm not DJing and none of my friends are DJing.
Yeah.
I've read a lot about artists talking about the magic moment where you're playing a set and you make the strong connection with the audience and you feel it in your chest that they're hanging on to every beat that you're playing and you feel like God in that moment. Do you ever get those moments?
Yeah, definitely. But I wouldn't say I feel like God, and I wouldn't want it to feel like hierarchical, you know?
Oh,
It'd be like weird.
But like, you know, you are the creator of this tiny space.
Yeah, I think that's the whole goal. You said you felt that it was a spiritual experience.
Yes, it was.
I'd love to know like what you mean by that and like.
So your set like was something that did a lot
You've
of
had
things
that in many sets. Like,
electronic music.
feels
So
as-
I'll tell you another example. On day 3 of Magnetic Fields, Midland did a 5-hour
I was
set.
there, yeah.
And around 4 a.m., I just started crying. And I cried straight for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just like I recorded myself at times. At least I clicked a few pictures. Like I want that moment to be there. Because like when you listen to electronic music, when I listen to electronic music, I feel the most seen. And when you go to like a festival like Macfields or something, like, hey, I feel seen, I feel acknowledged, like there are people like me out there who kind of resonate with it, because people have like really abandoned me in parties and cars, like don't give Vaibhav the aux cord or don't give him the Bluetooth access. We don't want to wait for that beat. Vaibhav, please stop it. This is too self-indulgent. And then you realize there are people out there who...
So it's that sense of togetherness. That
It's
makes
the
you
sense
feel-
of togetherness, and sometimes you can experience that togetherness even when you are in your own room without anyone. And it has happened a lot of times when I've listened to your tracks, because I start a lot of my mornings by listening to electronic music, and it's my kind of quote-unquote religious experience.
Yeah. In 2010, I went to a festival called Block, and it was in Butlins in the UK. Butlins.
Is that an actual...
It's a place, Butlins, and usually it's like where you go with your family for like it's a holiday park. So you have these like little chalets, and there's like a water park. For some reason, they were allowed to like close it down, Butlins, and then they had like a big electronic music festival. It was amazing because like you don't have to camp. It was great, and actually at that point, the main reason I was there was to see Magnetic Man, which is scream and Benga, like dubstep stuff, right? But then actually that's when I discovered Fateh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so then it would have been like some of my first exposure to being in an electronic music space. That's where I also discovered Roska, who...
Probably that was the moment where you were like, this is what I want to do as well.
Yeah, or like really, because before that I might have also been like, oh, it's just all or like I don't really get it, like what's it actually about? So then I was like, okay, I get it now.
We have to compile all the from this episode and make that
And
into
then she'll
another
make a
track.
sample
Yeah.
out. Is like a very random question, is Tomorrowland overrated?
I've never been there.
What about
afar.
Coachella? You played this year, right?
I would say I prefer UK festivals to say at Coachella, for example. It was a bit too clean cut. Man, if you go to Glastonbury, it's like a mess. It's a bit of a mess, and like in a good way almost. People don't care. They don't look good. Like in Coachella, people actually look nice. I was like, looks
Yeah.
like you're going to like a club or something.
Have you been to those exclusive or these indie clubs of Berlin, like or not so indie clubs like the Bargain? Like
Bagan, yeah. I played there.
You have played there?
Wow.
But I played there for a festival called CTM Festival, which is a different thing. It's like more art focused as well. Whereas it wouldn't have been the main club night, which would be like, super hard or whatever. But I've been there on a normal night as well, though.
So I know like people like Elon Musk and Conan haven't gotten entry there. So like if someone like
I've been turned away.
I was just about to ask.
No, I've been turned away more times than I've been in.
Wow, that must have been so redeeming to be like, I'm playing here.
Yeah. They're really strict. So
But what is
like,
their criteria?
Well, yeah, how do we get in?
you have to like not really talk in the queue.
Oh, you want to look like you hate the world.
Yeah, you just yeah.
Yeah,
But then even then, there's no. I think there's no formula.
I've heard
Yeah.
there's this one guy
Don't speak.
who's just vibe checking everyone.
Yeah.
They vibe check you.
His name is Sven. He's like the bouncer there. You can look him up. He's like famous. Yeah, I think like I was with some people and they were talking to some, what you could tell were clearly tourists. I was like, nahi baat karo unse. And then they didn't get in and we got in. One time I turned up with like 5 guys and like, we clearly, they were like, you're not ready for what inside was inside. Like, you should just go.
Being in high school for whatever.
Yeah.
Also, please tell us about like the record labels or any of the magazines or any of the foundations you're associated with right now.
The record label, I started in 2017 with a producer called Sam Interface. And we release music kind of quite globally influenced dance music, also percussion heavy stuff. So we worked with this artist from Ghana, who's a rapper, vocalist, and we released an album of his. And then there's an artist from, say, like Taiwan as well, who produces electronic music, and then an artist from South Africa. It's like a scene in itself, kind of like a global club kind of scene. And, everyone's influenced by each other and talking to each other online. And that's the label.
Tell us about Dialed In as well, because it sounds super exciting.
Yeah, so Dialed In started in 2021. I got approached by a local government council and they wanted me to do something around focus on South Asian artists. Because previously to that, I was already doing a club night, which was called No ID. In India, there's obviously a big scene for electronic music that you don't have to make anything desi. Yeah. Whereas like in the UK, you can also get pigeonholed. And like there's a lot of that. They think, if you're a brown DJ, then maybe you should be doing desi stuff. Like that's not really a lane. There wasn't really a lane for people to just do more experimental stuff or whatever they want to do. To create that space, we did like club nights, ended up doing like festival takeovers as well. Then the pandemic happened. I got approached by the council. And then I got some other collectives together, Daytimers, Cello, and we all formed like a team. And we put together this festival within like the space of 5 months. And it was all South Asian artists playing a big range of music, like from jazz to grime to techno. I don't think that had been ever seen before. And Skrillex actually came to that as well. He was just walking around. He said it was one of the most inspiring events of his life, next to seeing Daft Punk or something like that.
Wow.
And you could see like people were crying. Like, you were saying you were crying. Like,
yeah.
You were crying because you knew that there was other people like you around. Like, that must have been what it was. It's like, as someone who's South Asian, even when I was saying to you, going to that festival for the first time, it would have been me and like one other guy, and I might have just seen him and be like, yo. But now it's like a whole scene, and like it's mainly diaspora focused. But in our last installment, we had a takeover from Box Out FM. So when we have more resources, we are bringing people over from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and it's just an ongoing project, really.
Do you think you guys will do an event here?
I hope so. Yeah.
Looking forward.
Yeah.
If you have to rate like your experience of coming to India, Magnetic Fields and Chalchitra Talks interview.
No pressure.
This was the best day of my life.
We actually have a gift for you. So Blue Tokai, who are our brewing partners, have sent this lovely hamper for you.
Sweet, thank you.
Are you a coffee person?
I love coffee, yeah.
So you love
really
this.
enjoy this.
Oh, no.
You can open that.
Open it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
No, we can do it. Like, let's make it awkward. Like,
Just stare at him.
Have you got long nails?
Wait, let me.
Choro baad mein khol lete.
Okay.
this is very awkward, and this is where the episode ends.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tokai, for this.
Don't include that in there. Oh my god.
So this is the stuff it was. This is like 3 people struggling with a camera.
That's how you know this has been packed with love and care.
Are you able to do something? What are you doing? No?
See, I got this part off.
Our cameraman is.
Oh, okay. It's going to open from this side, so be careful.
When we open it though, you know what you need to say, right?
Yeah.
How lovely.
So I brute forced it.
Yeah, thank you. Alright.
Yes.
How lovely. No, it looks great. I love it. Is it, am I going to be able to get it through the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Won't
No,
be
it
an
looks
issue.
good. I love coffee, so thank you.
Hey guys, hope you had as much fun watching this episode as we had filming it. If you're still watching, let me know in the comments with the hashtag #howlovely, and do tell me who you would like to see on the series next. I'll see you soon. Bye.